It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor?
Mr. Rogers, what is a neighbor?
Neighbors are people who are close to us, and friends are people who are close to our hearts. I like to think of you as my neighbor and my friend.
Friends, we are here today to put our compassion in action. This week, we're learning about compassion towards our neighbor. And so today, for our Compassion in Action project, we're going to take our card that we made yesterday, that idea. We're just going to take it another step further, and we're going to make a kindness hug. Now, one of the some things you're going to need is maybe a piece of cardstock or construction paper that you're going to fold in half. You're going to need a pen or a marker, maybe a crayon, probably some glue or maybe some tape.
I need some flowers.
You need some flowers?
Yeah, to make it up.
Okay, well, how about I give you some paper? My assistant is just outside the frame, and he is making something beautiful too to put in his cards. So right now, what we're going to do is with that paper, you're going to write on the front, I love you. And this is a card to give to a neighbor, to your grandparents, your parents, your siblings, or anyone you know that you love and care about. And this will put a big smile on their face, because watch, this is what's going to happen. When they open it up, they're going to get a big surprise. It's two hands that stretch out to say this much. So the way you're going to make that is first we're going to write I love you on the outside of the card. And you can use block letters and color those in, or you can just write it like you want to. However you want to will be perfect. And then with your construction paper, you're going to trace your hand, and then you're going to use some scissors to cut that out. Now, the way we did that was we took one piece of construction paper and we folded it in half. Yeah, folded it in half. And then I traced my assistant's hand right here on one piece of the paper, on just one side. And then I kept it folded and cut it out. So that gave me two hands with one-time cutting. So that might be something you can do. And then I took some scrap paper. This is some paper that was on your kit. It had the session 2 description on it. And we're not going to use that anymore, so we can recycle it, right? And that's taking care of not only ourselves, but also the world, right? So one way you can either just rip the paper down the middle like I'm doing right now, or you can use scissors. My assistant is using the scissors, so I am going to just rip it down the middle. Oh, I got it, buddy. Thank you. And then you take this scrap piece of paper and you just fold it like an accordion. I don't know if you've ever seen an accordion, so that might be a word that you don't know, but my assistant has an accordion, so he knew what I was talking about. But basically, you're making it look like a zigzag. Yeah. And you just fold it backwards and forwards until it stands up by itself. And it looks kind of like a robot arm. So, yeah. Let me just show you your. This is what an accordion is. See, it goes. You play awesome songs on an accordion, but see how it's shaped kind of backwards and forwards? That's what we're doing with that piece of paper. Thank you, assistant. And then you're going to use your glue. Okay? And you're fine. You'll put some glue on your paper right there on the end and just stick that right there in your card on both sides. And on your hands, you're going to write this on one side and much on the other. Or you can write anything you want to. My assistant likes to tell his Nana, I love you to the fridge and back. And maybe some of you like to tell your parents, I love you to the moon and back, or I love you to infinity and beyond. You can do anything you want to, and that would be great. But we can write, I love you this much, and when it opens, it's kind of like a pop-up book, and it stretches out. And it looks like you're telling them in a card, I love you this much, you know? Like when you stretch out your arms really wide. You can't see my arms because they fell off the screen. But when you stretch out your arms really wide, that reminds somebody how much you love them. So this is going to be such a great thing to send or to just give to a friend or a neighbor or someone in your family. That would be so great. And if you know some people who might not have had many visitors over the past week, oh, this would be such a great gift to give them. Or maybe your pastor, you could connect with your pastor and ask them about maybe some people in your congregation or your church that are sick that might need a card or might need to know that somebody cares about them. And that would be a great person to send it to too. You could ask your parents for maybe the address of a nursing home where lots of people live and are in need of cards, and just someone telling them that they love them. That would be a great place to send a card, to send a kindness hug. And you don't have to just make one of these. In your kit, there's lots of paper. So you can make lots of cards and you can send them to all kinds of people. And that would be so kind and generous. That would be showing a lot of compassion and putting that compassion not just here and not just here, but in action. Friends, I hope you have a great day, and I can't wait to see you again next week. But until we do, be loved, be kind, and be wonderful you. See you later.
Okay.